X-Force #1. In the wake of extermination, we have X-Force. Ed Bryson, Dylan Burnett was the artist on this, with Jesus Albertov on the colors. There was a Boom Boom backup story that Ed Bryson also wrote, with Juanin Ramirez and Brian Reber doing the art. VC's Corey Pettit.
Petit.
Oh, Corey.
Corey Petit.
Thank you, sir.
Wait.
Previously on X-Men. Remember that from the animated?
Dang, what are you skipping all the reviews just to get to the X-Minute? Calm down.
No. Well, there were a lot of X books
Kinda is.
a while ago, and they stopped them all to do Uncanny, but they still had this this thread that was not sort of cleaned up, and it was weird because Extermination came out, and then they said screw it, and they just launched Uncanny X-Men, which obviously happens after Extermination. And it was just kind of weird the way everything came out. They just kind of said, screw it. We don't like that Brian Michael Bendis left this loose thread at Marvel, so we're just going to crap all over it as best we can and get the young X-Men who were time displaced back to, where they needed to go. While all that was happening, young Cable, who wanted to send the young X-Men back, killed old Cable because old Cable wanted to keep them here. So that doesn't work. Spoiler alert, Cable is terrible at his job. After Extermination, young Cable is still around, doing things. However, the remnants of the X-Force team that Cable once led, that's Domino, Warpath, Shatterstar, Boom Boom, and Cannonball, are seeking out the young Cable to question him about his murdering the old Cable. So that alone, trying to get people to read X-Men comics, that's so convoluted. Holy crap.
Yeah, unless you grew up in the 90s.
Exactly. So this debut issue follows the team. Without Boom Boom, they make a specific mention of her missing, hunting Cable by following his path of destruction, that he's left in his wake or whatever. So he was beating up some some mutant racists. They're not mutants, they're humans, but they're racist against mutants. And they seem to be friendly with Cable, though. And they wind up following him to the country of Transia. Then we get background on the current political climate in Transia. There's a president who's made a deal to get really cool weapons from the future, as long as he makes Transia a mutant-friendly nation. But there's also this racist general who, yes, wants these weapons, but wants to hate on mutants too. All right. So then Cable's in Transia. We meet up with him, where he seeks to rescue his pet, Deathlock. I guess it's his homeboy, Deathlock, who had been undercover in Transia trying to figure out who was supplying the country with these awesome guns. And then Cable and Deathlock are discovered. His time travel teleport device is conveniently damaged. That was really nice. And the duo have to break out. So all this is sort of coming to, this really crazy ending where the team shows up to confront Cable just as all that is going on. Like Cable and Deathlock are breaking out, and then the team shows up. So it's just all this mayhem. And it's a big old cluster of crazy. And then the Transian army is there. So Cable and Deathlock end up rescued by X-Force, and they escape. But not before the racist general uses all these shenanigans to assassinate the president and blame it on X-Force. So and this is kind of weird because everybody on the team ends up getting along by the end of the issue. Everyone's like, okay, Cable, you killed Cable, but we're cool with it.
Can you really be mad at somebody for killing themselves?
I know. I'm all for self-suicide, whatever, but that's just not the same thing. But I don't know. There's a Boom Boom backup story that explains where she's been, and it shows her trying to catch up to everyone. That's obviously leading to the team ultimately getting captured and Boom Boom being the one who's not, so she's able to save everyone. I was not a fan of the art in this book at all. The faces were really stretched, weird.
What did Dylan Burnett just come off of? There was something
I don't know
else that he did with Marvel, and I cannot remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to Google it.
Man.
I have no idea. The action stuff in here was not actiony enough for me. It was a lot of just people, just bust shots, just head and shoulders of people with faces, and their faces just were not good. I couldn't pick out like an outstanding panel. On most Marvel books, even if I don't like the art, I can say, oh no, but this panel right here was really good.
I've got an outstanding panel. When the general turned on the president, that was freaking.
Oh, that was pretty good. That was good.
I liked when Kid Cable showed up too. I thought that layout, those pages were really.
Yeah.
That's really the two moments of the book that I liked. Everything else I could do without.
The Boom Boom backup story I thought had much better art.
Much better art.
Yeah.
Dylan Burnett had a different style, and it just like it was.
Yeah.
It's good.
I didn't care for it. No, I don't care for it at all.
Is it
Art's always subjective,
Burnett.
but yeah.
I think it's good. It doesn't fit the story at all. Like when again the general turning on the president. That was a brutal scene, but kind of cartoony art. It's just I don't know, something about this whole book felt off to me. I could not get into it.
Wow,
Cosmic Ghost Rider. That's what it was.
Oh wow, really? His art worked a lot better on that.
Yes.
Maybe it's because he was dealing with
Craziness.
people who really didn't have human faces. You know, he had Thanos in there. He had a little baby Thanos, and then he had, Ghost Rider himself is not,
But he would have to do non-Cosmic Ghost Rider Frank Castle.
Yeah, I don't know.
When he wasn't fired up.
Still, I had a problem with it on this. Coming out of the extermination thing, this was an okay story. I like how they're going with the political route and setting up the mutants to be these political terrorists. That's pretty cool. I love X-Force as a team, but I loved them a lot better when it had Wolverine and Deadpool and Angel and Psylocke when Rick Remender was doing it. I had so much fun on that run. I just don't care enough about this particular cast and this particular story to, really dive into this title. So
I'm just the
it's
opposite.
a pass for me.
I'm from both of you. I liked it. I like this. I like the art. The art was gritty. It reminded me kind of like Judge Dredd-ish.
No, that's fair. It
maybe
was Judge Dredd-ish. It would work great on Judge Dredd.
I almost want to say maybe Scud, the disposable assassin. Maybe a little bit like some of the panels where they're shooting. I half expected the artwork. When people are shooting their guns and the art, they draw them with their pinkies sticking out when they're shooting.
Yeah.
I half expected
kind of like
that.
the way you drink your beer.
Yeah. I don't drink.
Oh, I forgot.
the British pinky.
How I drink my root beer.
You're Dr. Enough.
My A&W, it's got aged vanilla. But I like this. I liked the art. I just, and maybe it's because it was kind of tugging on those old 90s heartstrings with the characters. Cannonball, Boom Boom. Deathlock was in this thing.
I love Deathlock in this.
Yeah, where he was
perfect
just kind of
Deathlock.
He was flipping out. It's almost like he'd be like, "I kill you." I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that.
So you didn't say Kid Cable, but other than those that you mentioned, who else stood out? They all felt irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
Domino felt irrelevant.
Yeah, Domino just did. She took a back seat, but I almost feel like that was on purpose.
What about Warpath? He just stood there.
Yeah, Warpath is always
watch TV.
Warpath almost always took a back seat, but I mean,
why put him in? Like, why do you need somebody that does nothing?
Because it's X-Force.
Yeah, it didn't.
No, that's
I'm
why
glad you liked it. I liked the story. I just felt like there was a lot of.
And did y'all notice like the general? It was the general that had the face scars, right?
Yes.
Or the scarring or whatever.
Yeah, I had at least one.
It looked similar to Deathlock, and I was
Ooh.
and I was trying to figure out. I was like, was this guy like is something going on
serial
between
killer?
Him and Deathlock?
Deathlock's from the future, so I mean, it could definitely be.
Thanks a lot. You just ruined the whole freaking book.
No, this is just what I picked up in this book, man.
Yeah.
Mike.
And
Dude,
I got the. Oh, I was just gonna say I got the sketch cover, so I plan on getting somebody to do a good cover for me.
Very nice.
I'll do it.
I'll do you one. Mail it my way.
You get what were you gonna say? You got anything else, Gaumer? Or you want to move on?
Well, the X-Force. It was Uncanny X-Force, and then just X-Force that Rick Remender did years and years ago was so much better than this, and I had high hopes because that was so good, and if you remember the gray suit that Deadpool had in Deadpool 2. After Homeboy, zapped him with the fire, and his suit was all black. That's the suit from X-Force that Deadpool had, and I need that back, and I don't need this.
Adam, are you going to read issue number 2?
He is. He is.
Yeah, I think I'll pick this up. I think I'll pick up issue number 2.
Awesome. I want you to keep talking about it and change my mind.
Never going to happen.
Never going to happen. You'll be lucky if I get to issue 3. If I get to issue 3, there's something special here.